The vegan cyclist was curling bananas and shoulder pressing bananas and deadlifting bananas in prep for this. So I know he's ready. Okay, I just started warming up. 17 minutes till race time. So you actually want to warm up quite a bit for an event like this because it's short, but you need to get the legs pumped up, get going, get you in the mood, get your heart rate up. If you don't, you just won't have that power at the start. You gotta be like warmed up way longer than the actual length of the race. So I challenged the vegan cyclist to a race, and here it is. He accepted the challenge. Just so you get a bigger background, I've been following this guy for a couple of years. When I got into bike riding, I was like, I want to learn more about this stuff. So I started following his channel. He was awesome. I loved what he said. His channel was so interesting. I learned so much about training, power meters, different bikes, what to get, what to look for, how to train. I even commented on his wall. He answered my questions back in the day. He definitely wouldn't have known who I was. And so here I am racing the man I've followed for several years. So it's quite exciting for me. So the most ideal situation would be if the pace of this race is really slow, so that my heart rate is low at the end. So if the pace is slow, then it comes down to a sprint.
The easier the race, the harder it's going to be for me.
If the pace is fast, I might not even be there at the end for the sprint. Vegan cyclist, he's got way more endurance, so he'll be able to keep up for sure. And so he'll have a lower heart rate and have more fresh legs at the end. I can't sprint if I'm tired. Do you know what I mean? It's hard to explain.
This is just not fast enough to hurt him. And if I just go in the front, it's going to be really, I'm just going to burn myself up.
Here's my prediction. If I can keep up to the end and the time of the race is less than 5 minutes and 30 seconds, I'm going to win the sprint. If the pace is faster than that, I predict that I won't keep up to the end and Tyler can keep up and will win. Babe.
Yeah?
How do you think I'm going to do in this race thing?
Why did you dump my oil stuff all over?
What happened?
Why did you dump my oil stuff all over?
I don't think that had anything to do with the question.
Please.
Yes?
Why did you do that? Why did you move my box of oil?
Yeah, I remember I moved the
It's
scent.
covered in oil now.
The scent thing I moved off the box to try and record.
Why?
Well, I needed the box.
It's so
And then it
wet.
leaned forward. And then I put it back.
No, you didn't put it back. You in fact did the exact opposite of that.
Yay!
I don't understand why you're wrecking my shit.
So sometimes in life accidents happen, people. You gotta this is my rule.
Or just not touch your girlfriend's stuff.
Don't sweat the small stuff.
Hey,
And guess what? Everything is small stuff. If you worry about any little things, you will be unhappy in this life.
except she just ruined the sweater that I didn't want ruined, but
It's not as bad as maybe
accidents
the
happen.
cats peeing on $500 purses.
Yeah, exactly.
How many thousands of
So I
dollars?
already have to deal with them. I don't want to deal with you wrecking my stuff. I already deal with animals wrecking my stuff.
Well, I think in a previous video we said, am I not like one of the bigger animals, a larger
Yeah.
zoo animal?
I just expect a
So I
tiny
can
bit
be.
more from you than an animal.
So,
So what are you asking me?
so, I need a prediction on how you think this race will go down. Like, what place will I get versus the vegan cyclist? And my brother while we're at it. My brother's in this race too.
There's 3 of you racing?
Steve beat me by 0.3 seconds last week. So it's me, vegan cyclist. She's heard me watching the vegan cyclist before, so she knows enough about him. So what do you think?
I don't know anything about, I don't really know anything about his numbers. Like,
No, she doesn't
I
know
think-
my numbers. She doesn't even know how much I can
No,
bench press. So
exactly. So I'm basing this off zero information
Zero.
because I know zero about it. So my guess would be vegan cyclist in first because he's actually a cyclist.
it's good theory.
Hence his name. You're an IFBB pro, so I wouldn't say that you're a cyclist. It's not in your Instagram name. So
See, she's actually smarter than she looks.
What do you mean?
His name is the Vegan Cyclist. And I'm like the bodybuilder. And we're in a cycling race. And my Instagram followers are so awesome that 69% are predicting that I'm going to win a bike race against a cyclist.
They're just being nice to you. I should, as your girlfriend, say you're winning too, but
I don't want truth. I want,
Exactly. The
I don't
doctor
want
doesn't
BS.
like that.
No, I don't want BS. I want facts.
okay. So, vegan cyclist first, Steve Doucette second, Greg Doucette third.
All right. How about how many seconds apart? It's a 5-minute and 20-second race. About 5 minutes and 30. 5-4. It's 5 to 6 minutes.
What was the question?
How far will the gaps be? Will it be like 1 second apart, 10 seconds? Steve, maybe by 0.3 seconds last week.
Oh man, I think you'll all be 0.4 seconds apart.
Whew.
Vegan cyclist, Steve Doucette, Greg Doucette.
Awesome. Okay, so you hear it. So she's predicting a 0.4 second victory by the vegan cyclist, with my brother in second, and me in third.
All right, I gotta go work. Is that good? Do you need me
Good.
for anything else?
Good guessing.
Thank you.
I'm probably not allowed to bet on myself or against myself because you can't gamble in baseball, so you probably can't gamble in cycling. 7 minutes left.
A warm-up? You seem tired already.
Is it a bad sign if you're tired in the warm-up part? My heart rate's only 127. I mean, heart rate doesn't mean much, but it's definitely not hard. But, you know. We're off! And a super fast start, 800 watts right off the bat. Vegan comes on the left with the green wheels. My brother's in the purple wheels right behind me. We're already sprinting. Half the group's getting lost. We're 49 people. We're already formed a group of 12. Already, there's already that many people that couldn't keep up. This is a powerful, powerful, fast start. It's a short race. It's only about 5 minutes long, okay? And we're forming a group. I'm hoping right now that Vegan stays in the front and tires himself out, but he's not. The guys are starting to catch back up and going in front. I'm just thinking, okay, draft these guys, stay behind, stay behind. Here I am in the center. I'm in 8th place at the moment. My heart rate's already 175 beats a minute. Here I am, I'm in 2nd place. My brother's right behind me. This is a perfect start. I'm thinking this is going great. Keep it on drafting. I'm not in the wind. I'm moving back. I'm in 7th place here, right where I want to be. This is perfect for me. Vegan Cyclist is right here. He's in the pack. This is what we want. Drafting, still drafting in the wind. No problem here. Slight incline makes it a little bit harder. Slight decline, a little bit easier. Here's an incline, 4%. I start going harder, I'm sprinting, and then all of a sudden I'm in front. I don't want to be in the front. That's making me have to work harder. Now I'm sprinting 800 watts just because that headwind blocked me, made me slow down, and I had to put in a big effort to catch back up to the front of the pack here. Still riding along, doing good. I'm thinking this is not so bad. I was way more tired last time. My heart rate's 175. It's not a nightmare for me yet. We're coming across this green banner. Vegan Cyclist and I are really close. It's a tight race, as it could be anyone's race at this point.
I was hoping it would be harder. Damn it, dude. This is just not fast enough to hurt him. And if I just go in the front, it's gonna be really, I'm just gonna burn myself up. You know what I mean?
Still riding together. There's still 12 of us. This pack is together. Now I'm in front again. I'm like, what am I doing? I have to slow down. It's really hard to pace yourself because anytime it goes uphill, I have to sprint Every time you sprint, you put out more energy, and you're trying to save the most energy for the end. Remember, my plan is to save myself for the end. Here I'm in front again, wasting watts, wasting power. And then I'm moving back the list, moving back the group of guys. I'm still in the middle of the pack here. Not a big deal. Riding along, no problem. Nothing crazy's happening. And this is not too hard. It's a slight downhill. I'm saving on my heart rate, still 177. I mean, it's not easy, but it could be a lot worse. Now all of a sudden, Vegan is riding up ahead. I'm thinking, what is he doing? Is he going on a break? Yes, he is. He's on a breakaway. He's in the front. In my head, I'm like, this is perfect because now he's blocking the win. He's putting out more effort, and there's still a minute and a half left in this race. So I'm like, okay, keep drafting, don't panic, don't do anything crazy. Here I pass that one guy, I'm like, I gotta catch back up. I'm in 6th place here, Vegan's in the front. He had a 2-second lead. We're gonna catch up though, because there's too much headwind to be on a breakaway on your own this long. My brother's right behind me with the purple wheels. I'm in head, 5th place. I'm thinking I might win this at this point. I'm like, if Vegan tired himself out, he might not be able to hang in there. 3rd place at this point. Downhill 7%. I'm resting. It's a downhill. I'm like, this is perfect. I might actually win this, I'm thinking. Here I am going to the front. Tires myself out. Even that 1 second is an effort that I don't want to do. Riding along thinking, I still might win this. We're down to a smaller group, the top guys, the top 10 from this group of 49, and still riding strong. But I know there's a hill coming. The hill is gonna come and it's gonna be a nightmare. It's 20 seconds of death starting right now, 4% incline. This is tough. I'm putting in a sprint right now, trying to keep up, putting in a sprint. There goes Vegan. Vegan's riding ahead. He's right up to the front, 6%. He's the lighter guy. He's the smart move right there. Huge lead by Vegan, 2 seconds up the road. This is his move. I'm like, just keep drafting. The hill has to stop. And here comes the banner. I'm going all out with 500 to 700 watts, which is pathetic, but that's all the energy I have left. Crossing the banner, I had 5th place, 1 second behind, narrowly edged out my brother. Normally I could put out 1,000 to 1,200 watts. I only had 500 to 700 watts at that point. There's nothing left. I'm literally dead. The sprint happened up the hill. It was such a long, 5-minute battle that there was no sprint. My only chance was that Vegan had gone in front and tired himself out, but obviously he's just a much stronger rider and had plenty of energy to pull away at the end. So despite the fact that I have a lot of power in a big sprint, it's nothing when you're dead. You can't win a race when you have no power at the end from running, okay? Just to give you an analogy, Usain Bolt could win a 100-meter dash, but if he walked during a marathon with a marathon runner and they say, hey, let's sprint the last 100 meters, he would obviously beat the marathon runner. But if the marathon runner ran fast the whole time, then he would obviously beat Usain Bolt. And that's what happened right here. Literally, that was the hardest I'd ridden in probably 2 years. I was in a mess after this. I could hardly even talk. I couldn't breathe. I was spitting on myself. It was a nightmare. So anyway, it was a great race. Had a good time with Vegan. Gonna be talking, doing the cool down, wrapping up, saying how the race went in my own head. The race, it's like when it's happening, you can't even think. It's like you're so tired you can't even think. I can't look at the screen hardly. So after you watch it over again, it's a lot more exciting for me watching it this time, like seeing what was happening. But anyway, that's a wrap.
I gotta show the bike. I want you to record my wheel. Just show where. Grab the camera. Hey. So.
I don't know what I'm doing. I can't see anything.
Fill the wheel. So I was sprinting, and the bike is jumping so much. My foot was hitting and a wheel. I turned the wheel this way. I was drafting my brother, and I thought, okay, I'm gonna follow him in, use his power, and then I'll pass him at the end. There's a hill before the end, and it's steep enough that I'm too heavy. I'm riding good, and then all of a sudden I'm like, what the hell? And then you put the watts down, it's like, what? But then right at the end, the hill is done. So you gotta get over the hill. And Vegan Cyclist is lighter. So even though he has more power, sorry, this is like being on a keto diet. You can't think. So the Vegan Cyclist is lighter. So he gets up that hill. He has more endurance, not more sprint, but a long, long, long drag like that. He's able to hold on to that power. So up the hill, that's where I lost it. Some of the guys got ahead, and I caught a few at the end, but too little too late. But that's 5th place out of 50 guys. And I just turned B from a C rider last week. I'm just starting to come around now. There's such a deep oxygen debt. Like, you pay the price and you try to get your energy back after. So I'm just cooling down so I don't like totally destroy my legs. But that was pretty good. I definitely held my own against the Vegan Cyclist. He was probably a second ahead, and I did beat my brother. That's the first time I beat my brother in a long time. I think we're best 4 out of 7 or something at this point. But that was fun. So hard though, and I made a few mistakes. I have a hard time pacing myself. I get down a hill and my bike goes faster, so I have to slow down. Then I get to a hill and I have to pedal faster because I'm so heavy to push the watts up the hill. Other people can ride more even paced, but when you're heavy, it throws you off. So my bike coasts faster on the downhills, but goes slower on the uphills. So I have a hard time maintaining my position because I didn't want to go at the front ever. I wanted to draft the whole time, but my bike, I was putting a bit too much power, I think, on the uphill, carrying over my speed too far, and then running to the front where I didn't have any draft. But man, that was so fun. I don't know how you guys can't like this stuff. It's so fun. You might be able to see this. No, let's see. I mean, I'm indoor bike riding here, but come on. Like, I'm banging my knee up into this handlebar just from sprinting. So, see the bike, I started the race here, okay? And then you're sprinting, and eventually your wheel gets jammed in, then it's stuck, and then I was literally hitting my foot into the wheel. I'm like, I'm sprinting, what am I gonna do? And so I turned my handle over and I kept going. Steve wrote, he says, man, that was a weird race. I was in the front all the time, frig. I was chasing the vegan guy at one point. I wanted to sprint at the end, and my brain took over and I couldn't fight through it. The pace got easier for a little bit and it was fun. And then I thought maybe the bunch was forcing a slower sprint and saving their energy for the sprint. But vegan was like, nope, break away. Then we caught him. I was like, maybe he bombed. Nope. 350 watts, 5 minutes he got. I think Steve's best is like 330 or something, so Steve killed it. Like, that would be a PR watts for him.
It's actually very technical speaking because of how short it was and how Greg had his brother, and so he could pull back moves. Anyway, dude, if you want to see what banana watts get you, an audience of one goes to an audience of another, especially in the context of like bodybuilders versus a veganist cyclist. Like, bro, if you like your first initial hearing is of a vegan cyclist, like how annoying is that guy gonna be? And so I think that it's really good. I was really actually surprised of how it all went down. I can't wait for this whole virus thing to be over so I can go and meet up with Greg in real life and have him put me through, you know, a workout routine that a pro bodybuilder does. Like, how good's that gonna be, dude? I'm gonna break in half.